Let's talk Dynasty Panic Meter. And today we have Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. He finished quarterback 7 in 2021. Obviously, he came back from that broken ankle, that horrific injury.
Oh, my God.
And he came back and did great. QB 7, like I said, over 4,000 passing yards, 37 touchdowns. But did he actually look the same? I know there's so many people in the fantasy community that are panicking. So I guess, Zach, the big question is, are you panicking?
Well, first off, I felt the same way before actually researching for this segment and digging a little bit. I think everyone kind of felt like a little bit uneasy about Dak. Maybe that's the right thing to say, a little bit uneasy if you owned him in Dynasty. But when you look at what he actually did this year statistically, it's quite impressive. His highest pass completion percentage rate, he had 37 touchdowns compared to his best year through the air, which was 30. So he had 7 more touchdowns through the air than his best year. He had 1 less interception, didn't do as much on the ground, but I think we can expect that after the injury. But honestly, in my head, I was fully ready to come into this video and say, I'm pushing the panic button. I'm out. But we do our panic meter from a 1 to a 3, or a 1 to a 10, excuse me. 10 being I'm completely panicking, I'm out. And 1 being I'm not stressed at all. And honestly, after digging a little bit, I'm actually only at a 3. I'm only at a 3 here. I'm not panicking very much, if at all. And I'll give you 3 reasons why I'm not panicking. Okay, number 1, statistically, he was very, very impressive. Like I said, he almost beat his best ever year in 2021 from a fantasy production.
2019, right. Oh, right, okay.
In 2021.
Yeah.
Number 2, he's connected to great fantasy assets. You think about it. CeeDee Lamb, only 22 years old. Dalton Schultz is 25. Pollard is 24. And he's still connected to a top 5 offensive line. This is an elite offense. Whether you like the Cowboys or you don't like them, this is an elite offense. Number 3, I think this team's going to move more towards a pass-heavy scheme, if you will, in 2022.
Okay.
I don't think the Cowboys can run through Zeke anymore. I think that was quite obvious. He has lost a step. He's lost a little bit of juice. He honestly lost it before this last year, but we were all trying to convince ourselves, no, he's the same Zeke. Look guys, he looks great.
Yeah, he looks all right.
No, the offense cannot run through Zeke Elliott anymore. You have to get the ball in your most talented player's hands. And who is that on this team? CeeDee Lamb, maybe Dalton Schultz, Amari Cooper, obviously, and Tony Pollard. So I do think this team is going to have to shift towards a more pass-heavy focus. And I think we're going to see Dak have another good year next year. Everyone is a little bit uneasy about him, but he threw 37 touchdowns and almost completed 70% of his passes, right? 68.8. But look, I think he would have had his best ever fantasy season, but we have to keep in mind, the defense was much improved in Dallas. This was a better defense. So I think this is what we can expect from him going forward. Are you panicking on Dak?
Look, I am and I'm not. I'm right in the middle. I'm like 5.5 and in the panic meter. And I can't give you a reason why I am panicking. It's just a feeling. And everything you said is true. He's been great. He has all his weapons around him, the best offensive line. And I agree. He probably is going to go to a high passing offense. But why am I still feeling this way? Why is the fantasy community feeling this way? At least from what we've been seeing, what people have been, messaging us. What do you think about Dak? Seeing stuff that you see on Twitter, everyone. You just see it's like, oh, Dak Prescott. I don't know, man. I think it's just that time to sell. Maybe this might be his best and highest value in the next couple years. I mean, he had a decent year.
He's 28. He'll be 29 in the season.
Yeah, so...
we talk about guys like Russell Wilson who are 30, and they're still super valuable.
Exactly.
That's where I'm struggling. I feel like we're devaluing Dak. Is it because he didn't look the same?
Yeah, and I think that might be the reason. Maybe it's because he didn't have that same mobility, potentially. Maybe he didn't rush as much as he used to, but at the same time, it wasn't much that he used to rush when you really look at it.
Well, he had like 6 touchdowns each year in the first 3 years, and he's probably not going to do that again. But, so you're saying it's the eye test for you?
It's just the eye test. It's just what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing as a fantasy owner. Maybe this what I want on my team. Cool, I'll have him as a quarterback, but I'm not in love with it. I want a high rushing upside quarterback. Maybe I want somebody that can looks like he can do a bit more, but like I said, I can't give you a solid reason because you nailed it on the head. You gave every reason why I should keep him.
for me at least, the only reason I am going to panic and sell him is if I have no chance of winning in the next 3 years.
Right.
So, but even then, he will only be 32 years old. Like Dak Prescott could play
he can continue.
He could play another 8 years maybe. But look, I think if I'm a hybrid team or somewhat competitive, I think I'm going to hold Dak. I predict next year he's going to put up a very similar stat line, probably 39 touchdowns. I think they throw a little bit more. And I think he puts up 3 rushing touchdowns instead of that 1. So I do predict him having a better year next year, but he already had such a good year this year. We're just overlooking it. Do you have any predictions for next year?
Look, for me, I don't have a statistical prediction. I have where I believe he can finish as a quarterback. And I think what we saw this year could and may be his right below his high. I think he can finish top 5 quarterback. But I think he's going to continue to average between 7 and 13, QB 7 and 13, in obviously dynasty and redraft perspectives. So, that's how I'm.
Let's talk about this because this is interesting to me. What's his current value? To me, I don't see a quarterback in the 2022 class that's worth more than Dak Prescott. So, if I'm selling Dak, I want multiple firsts, and I don't think people are going to give that to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is worth more than the 101 in 2022, in my opinion.
Is he worth a wide receiver?
Easily.
Is he worth a Treylon Burks to you?
I think he could maybe outlast some of these guys still.
Right. Okay.
And in a super flex league, I just think he's so valuable. So I don't think there's there's no player in this draft worth more
in the 2023
than Dak, in my opinion.
The 2022, I completely agree because I have it here. I have a 2023 101, and obviously the guy that everyone's talking about is Bryce Young. I always say Bryce Young. People love him. We see how mobile, how good of a quarterback he is, and I think I would sell Dak now if I know I'm going to get the 101 for Bryce Young.
Okay. Bryce is that arm talent is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, are you panicking on Dak? Let us know down below.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.